me, or is there just something a little bit off with this person? And we're talking about Christine Lagarde. I'm not sure quite how you say her name. Chief of the IMF. Okay, so the IMF is basically involved in putting third world countries into debt and making them debt slaves of the Rothschilds and the Illuminati and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of similar to what the Federal Reserve Bank does. They basically enslave everybody by lending out money to put in circulation, in which we have to pay them back with interest. So for example, every US dollar in the world actually belongs to the Federal Reserve Bank, which is not a government organization. It's primarily owned by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. So they lend us, they print money out of thin air, they lend it to us, and we have to pay them back with interest, and that's primarily where our taxes go. So when you're taxed, you're actually paying the Rothschilds, you're paying the Illuminati. We're taxed directly by the Illuminati to pay interest on the money they let us use. And for example, if tomorrow they said, hey, you know what, all that money we lent you, all the $19 trillion we've lent you, we need it back. You know, we've got to buy some new toys or something, and we're running low on blood. And so, you know, just pay us back all the money in the world tomorrow. Essentially, they own everything in the world. They own your house. They own your car. You're probably in debt on those things anyway, so they own your mortgage. But the money in your wallet, they actually own that. That's the Rothschilds' money. It's not even U.S. dollar. It's a Federal Reserve note. Okay, but I'm talking about the IMF today. And they do a similar thing. They basically go and restructure economies of developing worlds, developing nations to keep them poor and to turn them into debt slaves forever, you know, to make sure they can continue to provide cheap labor. But let's take a look at this person now. This is very creepy. This one scares me, actually. This one scares me because she's in a very powerful position. And, you know, I've always kind of thought there's just something a bit off with this person. And this is like years ago before I kind of got into these kind of wacky theories that I'm into now. Now, first of all, where do you think I'm heading with this? You know, so is this... do you know anybody that kind of looks like this? For starters, I mean, there's just something a bit off with this person. She kind of looks like she's in disguise or something. You know what I mean? Like nothing about her looks real. Her face, her hair. There's just something a bit off with her at all times. And okay, now let's look at this one. There's just something weird about this person. Got a very long neck. Now there's another photo I saw that more of a close-up. It might even be the same photo. She's got the longest neck I've ever seen besides those people who put the gold rings around their neck to make them like 4 feet long, you know. But maybe she was a long neck from the long neck tribe at one point. But we're going to see other photos later where she has these huge hips when she's wearing a suit. So there's there's a chain mass, unless she's gaining and losing 50 pounds, they're doing something to her clothes. Now, basically what I'm getting at is that this is a secret tranny. And not only that, this one is there's just something demonic about it that I don't believe in the reptilian theory, but I think it's very similar we just differ on a few things. You know, I would refer to it more as a Nephilim. Some kind of hybrid, you know, a hybrid of fallen angels and humans, some kind of genetic engineering going on here. Definitely not human, you know, but, you know, so the reptilians, I don't know exactly what those guys believe, but I think it involves aliens and from another planet or something, you know. I don't believe in if you're a flat earther, you can't really believe in that kind of stuff. So, you know, flat earther, I believe in fallen angels, and it's a similar thing though. They're entities coming from outside of this our terrestrial atmosphere and that kind of stuff. So, but this is one of them. Whatever you want to believe, this is not. I don't believe this is fully human, you know. And there's just a kind of, these people have just this incredible arrogance. And you would say confidence at first, but it's just an inhuman form of confidence, you know. And I think this one is a tranny. Now, it's just bizarre. Now, I don't really have the answers as to what's going on with these secret trannies, but they seem to exist. I mean, you know, I guess that you'd have to do some DNA testing or whatnot, but they just seem to, I mean, it just seems there's so many of them. Just looking at them, they look like secret trannies. Why? I mean, that's the question. I have more questions than answers. Why are they doing this? Why do they exist? Why are they secret trannies? Why don't they come out in the open? And why are there so many of them in the public eye? You know? Why are they all over the place? I mean, and what I'm getting at here is that this is the face. It just kind of, you know, just get rid of the hairstyle for a minute and the makeup and the female clothes. You have a man. Okay? It's a very masculine look overall to this person. Just definitely, you know. Definitely. In fact, I know a guy who looks like this. Okay? You know, without the... he doesn't dress like that or anything, but the face is the same. You know, and she's this, you know, she's acting like a celebrity. She's supposed to be helping poor countries and eliminating poverty and stuff. She's parading around the world like some kind of jet set celebrity, hanging out on yachts. And, you know, she's in disguise most of the time, but sometimes you can just kind of tell there's just something off with this person. And it scares me. There's just something creepy. There is something reptilian about this person. Something demonic, perhaps inhabited by a demonic spirit or something like that. And in such a position of power, you know, that's the thing that gets me. And I never, you know, I don't know if other people have caught on to this or not yet. I don't know how I caught on to it, really. I guess I just saw a photo of her, and in the back of my mind, I thought, yeah, I always thought there's something weird about this person, you know? I mean, look at this one right here. This looks, she looks like Phil Spector in that one, you know, the record producer, the whack job. Look at that. That's a dude. Come on. Give me a break, man. She must have had a late night or something, you know. She didn't get enough blood that day. She didn't. But just look at her face, look at her hands, look at her body. And we can see there's some where it looks like she's got female hips, but then there's others where she just doesn't have them. And it's just under lots of clothing, so it's obviously some kind of deception. You know, so I mean, that's my question. If anyone has the answers, you know, there's the long neck one. Who are these people? Why are they running the world? Why are they in the media? Why are they celebrities, government? All these kind of weird things. They're on the covers of magazines all the time, you know, and nobody knows they're secret trannies. Why are they secret trannies? My only best guess is it's some kind of satanic thing, you know, some kind of thing that goes against God's creation. They're the image of the Baphomet, you know, the androgynous image of fallen angels. There's some kind of agenda. They're trying to, you know, they're trying to corrupt our DNA. They're trying to change our DNA anyway, right? That's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to hijack their human race so that we cannot be redeemed by the blood of Jesus, you know, so that we cannot be resurrected. Or if we are resurrected, you know, we're thrown into the fire, we die, you know. They're trying to keep us from going into the kingdom of God. You know, it's a spiritual warfare thing. Now you can, you know, search out the details on that with people who know much more than I do about it and able to explain it better. But I'm just saying, no one else, you know, very few people are out there talking about the secret trannies. It's kind of a very you know, very politically incorrect kind of topic or something, you know. But I think it's real, man. It's real, and it's disturbing. This is stranger than the flat earth. People say flat earth is the biggest conspiracy out there, you know, and they think it's weird and wacky and whatnot. This is even weirder than that, man. And this could be the biggest conspiracy because people still haven't found out about it. Now look at this one. That looks like Adolf Hitler to me. That's a whole different topic, I guess, but I'll have to look into that more. But Merkel, now is she a secret tranny? You know, she's definitely, you know, long finger. She kind of looks like one. I'm not going to say she is one, but she's on the list. I'm going to have to check her out. So she may be a secret tranny and a clone or the daughter / son of Adolf, you know. I mean, there's something wacky going on. But look at this one, man. That's I mean, come on. If I didn't know who she was, if I just turned on the TV and I saw this person sitting there, and she's tall, but I would say, wow, look at, there's a transvestite. There's a transvestite on this show talking about the global economy. So that's what it is. She looks like a transvestite even more than a transsexual, you know. Just like some kind of older dude in a wig and a dress or something. There's a good article, The Mail Online. This is from a while ago, 2011. I thought the original headline was something, The Secret Life of Christine Lagarde. She started out as a synchronized swimmer. You know, okay, here, one of the most powerful women in the world. She's said to enjoy being depicted as a dominatrix who whips bankers. And then, you know, she took over that guy, Dominique Strauss, who was in that scandal with that maid in New York. He got sacked because of that. She took over his job, you know. So she was chosen. She was chosen to do this. They put her in. And this article talks about how she just kind of had everything handed to her. She just had this meteoric rise, they call it. She just had it. Everything just fell into place, you know. She became, you know, what was it? Trade Minister of France, Ministry of Agriculture, France's first female finance minister. So she was just, you know, all these things. She worked in the U.S. at a law firm. So a really kind of a privileged background. Just doors just opened up for this humanoid. Now she's in some scandal. This is just July 2016. Face a year in jail after French prosecutors call for trial over £339 million bailout to tycoon. This is while she was finance minister. So she's in some kind of scandal, obviously just, you know, totally corrupt. The IMF is just incredibly corrupt organization, you know. That's pretty awful. That looks like a dude, you know, for sure, with breasts, you know. So just get rid of the breasts and maybe you can kind of imagine. You know, I like that. There's her attitude towards the plebeian masses. Just give us all the finger while you're at it, you know. Hanging out with her buddy. Another possible female to male secret tranny. His daughter's one. I think, I don't even know if I've put that video up, but I made a whole video on him and his family. Look at her, man. There's something just off with her. There she is. She's tall as a guy. Okay, this is one. You can see her hips. I'm going to save that one. You can see her hips there. But she doesn't have these big hips in other photos. It's only when she's wearing these suits. And in fact, she's very slender. Look at that. No hips there. Looks like a tranny. She's very slender in many of these photos without the hips. She got the wide shoulders. Remember, in a male, the shoulders are basically 3 head sizes on a man, and they're 2 to 2.5 on a female. Men have larger wider shoulders. Oh, look at this. This guy here, interesting. Exposed is Christine Lagarde, the Illuminati's mouthpiece on something. I don't know what. Just some headline, you know. But this guy looks like a girl, man. Who is that guy or girl? That's incredible. So they hang out together, you know. All these people, they're all. There she is with Bono. He's another one on the list, actually. I found a photo of him. Earliest photo I could find of him, he looked like a girl, man. That guy's an Illuminati scumbag. Look at no hips there at all. This is riding a bike. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it kind of looks like a dude riding a bike. Transvestite on the run. This guy's probably a woman too. Look at him, the Facebook dude. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to look into him more. There's something very sinister going on here. There she is a while back. She's not necessarily young there. I think she's about 60 now. So, but yeah, all of these photos would easily be. It'd be easily be more likely that this is a secret transvestite more than an actual female. It's much more likely. And some of these photos just really give it away, you know. It's just a guy. Now there's this one photo. Let me close with this one here. To me, this looks like a person, the Burmese lady, getting up close and personal. Now maybe she's a tranny too, I don't know. But in fact, she may be. Looking at her closely now, it kind of looks like she is. Originally, I was going to say... this photo here, it looks like, wow, she's up close and personal with this one. Realizing, wow, the leader of the IMF's a secret tranny. What's going on here? You know, just look at that. That's a dude dressed in what? Look at those big hands. The male torso, which is covered up sometimes, and they change it sometimes. That's the thing. When there's deceptive image enhancements and stuff like that, why do they do that? Why would they make her hips bigger sometimes? Just hanging out on yachts, looking like a dude, half naked. You know, I mean, look at that. It's just really, I mean, if she's a secret tranny, that means everybody knows about it, right? Everybody in the elite knows about it. And it just opens up the whole can of worms that this whole system is full of these kind of weird Luciferian, satanic, Nephilim hybrid kind of people. And we just don't know what this is all about. That's what scares me so much, you know. This one's terrifying, actually. It's just a good reminder that, you know, there's some kind of spiritual warfare going on. We may not understand it completely or know the details, but this is real. This is happening. There's some very powerful people in the world who are not what they seem, and they have a secret agenda. And I don't think their agenda is to help us. I think their agenda is to destroy us to our very core, our mind, our body, and our soul. They want to enslave us. Here's one, David Cameron. There's another one, you know, David Cameron. He's a female to male, man. And his wife. Okay, all right, we opened up that can of worms. Male, female. The wife is the man. The husband is the female. Okay. Very simple, very easy. This one's pretty obvious. You know, it's this one is obvious. So I guess our theme today is kind of European secret trannies and politics. It's just pretty. It's just bizarre. And then I already did one on Kate Middleton. You know, who knows how many in the royal family? How deep that goes? You know, look at this, man. Come on. David Cameron admits, I'm a secret tranny. And so is my wife. Well, okay, we're not getting off to a good start here. Not looking very feminine now, are we? You know, not looking very feminine. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Maybe have to do some more research on this one, but who's not a secret tranny in the European politics? That's my question. That is my question. This is disturbing. I'm officially concerned. I am afraid. I am going to have to, I'm going to be reading some more scriptures tonight, praying. Margaret Thatcher. Is she one too? No way. Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. Maybe, you know, we'll put her on the list, man. I'm just winging it. I'm just coming across. That's what happens when you start researching these things. Everyone else on these photos is also a, you know, possible secret tranny. No, I'm not sure, but it's hard to tell. Are some of these just kind of butch-looking, ugly women, or are they real secret trannies? Yeah, so, you know, so it's not about liberal or conservative nationality. Even gender, right? Because they go from female to male. They go from male to female. This one, too. In fact, okay, so you got Margaret Thatcher, and then you got this actress who played her, Meryl Streep, has been outed. I've seen other people do stuff on her, which I won't even get in. I'm just running out of time, you know. I wanted to focus on the IMF lady. But it's just, they're just everywhere, man. They're just everywhere. Who are these people? What do they want with us? Why don't they expose themselves for who they are? They probably will someday. They probably will. Meryl Streep. Margaret Thatcher. The Iron Lady. That's the theme of this one, isn't it? Iron ladies are all over the place, man.